Live and hot as fire. Hot, 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 hot. Cats gotta understand we about to be hot. It's gonna be hot. If you want to be in here, you want to be in here, you gotta come in here and you gotta come in and you gotta come in with the right mind. Uh, you gotta know that we not playing today. Okay. Today is flat out uh let me edit this little part. This is crazy. No, that ain't the one that we want to edit. We want to edit. I don't know, man. No, we don't want to do that. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Close that out. We ain't editing that. Nope, we ain't doing that. But yeah, we want to talk about this, man. I don't know, man. We want to talk about Trinity. No, close that out. You know, that Trinity coaches being the Trinity League not hiring black coaches. I think this is one of those ones. I got to bring the mic close today. Crump Doyle, what's going on, man? I need to get y'all's opinion. I jumped on um I jumped on um to some other pages last night, man, and I don't know, man. I was kind of like blown away, man, like just to hear some of the stuff that I was hearing from a lot of people, man, that just felt like um this whole they not hiring a black coach. I really want to go to Schottenheimer's his I want to go to Schottenheimer's I want to go to Schottenheimer's deal. I mean, I want to talk about his posts, and let me quickly go and read what he wrote, and that way we'll set the stage for basically what was written. And Toby, hey man, no problem, man. I had to get it to my guy. He gave me. I said the green, Michigan State. He put the gray. I thought white, but I like the gray. I like it. It looked good, so I wasn't tripping off of it. So Schottenheimer, Schottenheimer's deal was, let's be blunt, is what he said. The Trinity League wants African American athletes to play football for their six schools, but has never hired a black head coach in football. If parents don't care, it will continue. I, I'm kind of blown away because I want to hear everybody. I want to invite people in. You are so welcome to be invited to the Streets Takes today. Today is brought to you by Cherry Coke, uh, Pepsi, Cherry Pepsi. Um, Might have lost that sponsorship. Cherry Pepsi. um, but I want to hear everybody. I think this is kind of intertwined with a whole lot of other underlying things um, that have to do with, and as I see my buddy Ulysses, he's on here. Even me, I don't get down with the whole black coach, white coach. I deal with the coach. Like, who gonna best develop my kid? What program's gonna best develop my kid? And I want to go. I want to go into, and I didn't read the entire article, Crump. So help me out. I want to read it. So the Trinity League, to bring you up to speed, so my brother Ty Green is on. The Trinity League is basically six schools in the Orange County, all Catholic schools, and they are the number one recruited league. If you guys want to understand, in the last 2 years, the entire league has been the number one recruited league in the country. And 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it recorded 68 Division One players in the entire league of six schools, with an average of 12 players per school getting Division One scholarships. That is a reason why you go. I didn't say of the 12 schools there's a black coach. I didn't say any of that. What it says is that There is a reason why parents who have kids who want to compete at a high level and at the next level put their kids at these schools. Now, the underlying part of this is that there is a whole nother group of people who are very much so like what's happening with the city. Kids aren't staying in the city, they going out to these schools. You know, you look at Crenshaw High or this school. I heard Coach Garrett get on with Eric Schottenheimer from Crenshaw High and say it's sad when we um doesn't sound bogus, bro. I got those numbers using my service and then counting dealing with 24/7 and rivals. And no, not every school had 12. Bosco and Mater Dei made up of those 68. I just gave you the average over 6 schools. You want to know that the actual in that year, I want to say one year Bosco Mater Dei had like 10 or 12 and Bosco had the same 10 or 12, and then it kind of went, and it was over a 2-year span, not 1 year. So it still is, if you want to go to record, the number one recruited league. But the underlying side of it is that there's this misnomer and this whole thing that, and I've always asked, and I've asked the guy Lonnie Pumphrey, who's on here now, then what's your why? If you're saying it's a black coach, I got an issue with not the black coach statement. Okay, they've never hired a black coach. And what significance does that have to do with my kid being in a top ranked program and at a school and all that? Is that when you come out of 8th grade as a parent, I'm asking, is that your number one thing? He needs a black coach. Because we're asking a question that none of you ask. Is it just the fact that when you go to college, are you asking? Because I don't see everybody pulling their wallets out paying that money that they can't, that the HBCUs don't have. We don't have the full support of people going, hey, I don't want the SC scholarship. I don't care about who Clay Helton is. I don't care who Mario Cristobal is. I don't care who Nick Saban is. I don't care. I'm going to black college. That doesn't happen. So how on one end of the scope, we want to play the game like, well, y'all sending y'all kids to the Trinity and they ain't hiring black coaches. Y'all not asking, are you going to pick Dion at Jackson State over USC? I like to know. I like to hear if somebody's going to tell me, oh, I'm rocking with Dion. If Dion recruit and Clay Helton recruit, I'm going to Jackson State. I want to be with a black coaching staff. Get out of here. Shut up. You're not doing it. So how are you on one end going to say that you say it over here? Secondly, I mean, let's just be real. People are saying they'll go to Jackson State if they don't get something else, but it's not your first choice. You're not trying to go to Alabama A&M out the gate. When I sit down with families and I say, give me your list, that list doesn't have black colleges on it. My list from a 9th grader right now will say the same thing. It'll say USC, Oregon. It says that it doesn't have any connection with a black coach or black coaching staff. I don't hear those conversations from parents when it comes to that. But in high school now, we want to hold a Trinity League to the fire of hiring a black coach. Well, hold on. I'm 50. Was Ferragamo, was he black at Banning when all y'all was going to Banning? Who's the coach at Carson? Was that a brother? Who's the coach at Long Beach Poly? Was that a brother? We didn't have no questions then. Why are we having these questions now? Why are they so relevant to the point of what they do? So now we're taking shots at the truth, leaving it to our people. No, I'm asking, the truth, the truth ain't only on one side. The truth is the truth. It stands by itself, as my daddy can say. It don't need no legs and arms and nothing else. It stands by itself. Is it the truth when you say it's the truth? Trinity hasn't hired any black people. black coaches. They haven't had a head coach. They haven't had a black head coach. But did you have the same standard for Long Beach Poly, Carson Banning, and any of those schools when kids were going there? This conversation didn't come up. Why is it coming up now? I want to understand the narrative and why is that? You didn't have it. There's no end of story. Everything has become, and then nobody can tell you why. As we got on here last time, if I'm a dad of an 8th grader and I walk into a school and they have a black coach and they have 26 players on the sideline, nothing attractive about their program other than they have a nice field and 26 players and a black coach, you're not sending your kid. It's so funny how we as black people value what we value until somebody does something different. Somebody does something different and then they over there with them. They doing this with them. Leave it to our people to talk about. No, I want to know what standard are we going to hold in our own community to our own that we want to have with somebody else. There's reasons. I asked this before. I don't get that answer. What's your why? What is my reason for wanting to go to another school outside of the Trinity, outside of those numbers? And if you say, oh, okay, those numbers sound fluffed, or those numbers sound kind of bogus, or they're too big. Okay, let's just look at the reality. You go pull up 24/7 Sports. You go pull up Rivals. You go pull up the kids and the families that want to play at the next level are trying to connect themselves to the right stuff. That's what they're trying to connect themselves to the right thing. If you're a business person and you say, I'm going into business, into real estate, I am trying to connect myself with real estate moguls. I am not trying to connect myself to real estate moguls. I'm trying to connect myself to whoever is a real estate mogul, whether he black, brown, Indian, orange, Asian, whatever. I am trying to be the best in real estate, and whoever I have to learn that from is that person. The problem is that now we want to be, well, why did you go with him? He Indian. It's a brother over here. He doing the same thing. Is he? The Indians marketing is what got me. I've never heard of him. Okay, let me go see what he about. When I go over there and I compare the two, I say, well, I like this one better. Now I'm a sellout because I like this one better. I've done my research. I've done this, that, and the other. Our presentation sucks. Let's just tell the truth. Since we talk about the black, our presentation sucks. Our parents don't support. So when somebody goes into somewhere and you go, hey, the spirit pack is $30, everybody got to come with their $30, and everybody's sitting over there like, I ain't got $30. I ain't selling no popcorn. I ain't doing all that extra stuff. And now the team don't have no money. You ask that parent why they left. When they was the only one, I'm going to pay for $3, man. I'm trying to help the program, and I'm trying to do it. You get tired of that at some point. But we don't want to talk about. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about the support of the program because we got the let John attitude. Let them pay. My son too good. He the best one on the team. I ain't going out there selling no fireworks and pancake breakfasts. Come on, y'all know I'm telling the truth. We're not talking about sacrificing our integrity to get out. But what do we have? What do we have? Again, Lonnie, it's never answered, brother. I'm telling you, it's never answered. I'm not trying to compare it. I'm not trying to compare it. I'm trying to ask, then what do we do to make it presentable to those families? How do you make it presentable up against what somebody is doing? How do you make it presentable? What integrity are you sacrificing to say? You don't say that. Nobody said, okay, so I'm gonna take 2 black colleges. And I guarantee you, I do this survey right now. 2 black. I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna take 2 black colleges. I'm gonna take 2 black colleges. Both have all black staffs. You sending your kid to Grambling when the dorms ain't been changed since Eddie Robinson got there in 1951? Flying roaches flying around, weight room toe up, or you going to Howard? Do you have a choice there? Or are you going to say, man, no, Eddie Robinson, I'm going to go play for Doug Williams? No, I'm going to Howard. I'm going where it may look a little better. I'm going where the degree may hold a little different stature. I'm going to go somewhere where now I can say so-and-so to educate the background. See, we have it in our own, but we won't talk about that. We want it. The first thing we're going to jump on is this over here, the Trinity. They ain't hired a black coach. I didn't see a whole bunch of y'all running to Princeton when John Robinson Jr., what's his name? John Thompson Jr. was the head coach. I didn't see a whole lot of black kids running down there when what's my other guy name? Was it Tommy Amaker? When they was down there coaching basketball, I didn't see y'all saying, I'm sending my kid to John Thompson Jr. He's at Princeton. I'm sending him to time. When nobody saying that then? And then let me ask the elephant in the room question. If they do, are we going to then call the coach a sellout because he took the job in the Trinity and didn't take the job over here? And is he going to be now? Is he now going to be the slave catcher catching his own people, bringing them to Orange County? You can't win. If they hire 3 guys, then they start taking kids out of the city and over here, oh, them niggas is wrong. They wrong for what they doing. Son went out there and got that job. Y'all suckers. You can't win. Not with us. No. Because we the same people that call OJ a sellout and then cheered when he got off. Get out of here. Same people. That nigga ain't from LA, Brentwood. He over there with all the white, around there, that white girl jumping through Hertz in the airport and all that big head nigga. Ain't nobody messing with OJ. He didn't do it. Ah! OJ, he back to the hood. OJ ain't said nothing to y'all yet. We backwards. We will start a narrative about something and will not, and then don't do it in our own neighborhood. It's crazy. And then say, leave it to our people. I don't go no kid go to the Trinity. I had a kid in the hood. The hood school of Bakersfield. We couldn't pay, kids wasn't paying for spirit packs. Man, white dude wins 6 championships and 13 years of state title. He takes a better job to better his family, and now the school hate this dude. Hey, not protecting the white structure, asking what are we doing with the black structure? Since we want to talk about, how bad, I want to know what we doing. When the next time we going down, when next time we going to bring our kids over to Dorsey and Crenshaw to help our own structure? Forget what they doing. Let's talk about what we doing. Let's not talk about what they not doing. And if parents are okay with them not hiring a black coach, okay. If parents are okay with schools losing their accreditation, when parents are okay with saying, hey, we don't have the right books here at our school, why our kids, why I gotta go take the SAT and ACT somewhere else? When are our parents gonna come in our own neighborhood and say we demand this in our own neighborhood before we start worrying about why they're not hiring black coaches? Why ain't nobody supporting the black football program at Crenshaw High and Dorsey High? How many people over there helping? How much money you done sent to the program this year? Don't be silent. I'm gonna ask a question. How much cash have you sent to the program this year? You yourself. No, I'm not staying impartial. I understand. I'm protecting my business. Let me see. Nah, because I stand on the side. I stand on truth. I don't stand on. I have very few Trinity League kids that's in my service. Very few, if any, right now. I'm thinking right now, Lonnie. I'm really thinking. I want us to call us out, brother. That's what I want us to do. I want us to call for better with us and stop always saying it's somebody else and what they done to us, what are we gonna do? When are we going to support the black coach we got? Instead of always talking about what somebody ain't hired in they own over here, when we gonna support the one we got? That's what I'm asking. Don't worry about what they doing and what they not doing. Don't matter. Nobody answered my question. If 3 black coaches get hired in the Trinity and they start taking kids from different areas and out the IE and they got buses and vans like everybody else, are we going to say they are sellouts, or are they giving kids opportunities at schools that they normally wouldn't have opportunities at? That's not being impartial. I'm asking the question. You was about to go to Santa Margarita yourself. I know how you fly. Yeah, I surely was. I wasn't coming back. I live on 8th Ave and 50th. I sure wasn't finna come bring my boys to Crenshaw. You got dang right. You absolutely right. Didn't have nothing for them. But I went back to Bakersfield High and my kid got out. Absolutely. And I was gonna go to Margarita because the package was very sweet. The school was very nice. The academics was on point. The coaching staff, Coach Embry, is a coach. His brother coaches for the 49. He's a black man, by the way. Their offensive coordinator, a black man, by the way. Head coach, Coach Wiesemeyer, 12, 13-year NFL guy with the Raiders, now with the Redskins. Jack Del Rio's son. I was putting my son around people that were gonna help him. I wasn't worried about. I know this: if you in a dark alley and somebody about to blow your head off, if a white man come and help you, you gonna be happy that he helped you. You ain't going, stay there. I need the black. Where's the black people? Where's the black guy gonna help me at? Shut up, man. I don't want to hear that. That's backwards. That's what I'm asking. When we gonna hold the same step? And you, hey, at the end of the day, that's what it was gonna be. I was right, and I was the same dude. I guess I was a sellout for going to Westchester too, and then went to Pasadena, went to John Muir. I've been around multicultural people my whole life, and stayed right there in the hood. And I watch guys get out, just like Lonnie say. I watch guys get right out, year after year after year, from Willie West and Joe Weekly, right out of Crenshaw, absolutely, and right out of Dorsey, and right out of all those other places. But we are not in that day. They are riding around in cars now, Lonnie. They have cars. We're not in horses and buggies anymore. Nobody's riding horses. There's cars. I'm asking a question about holding ourselves to. The man write an article, and that's funny how we quickly jump on that article. That article, woo! They didn't hire a black guy. Now somebody asked me a question. What up, Steve? Oh, let me ask y'all this. If Steve Broussard gets a job in the Trinity, would y'all go to the Trinity with Steve Broussard? Steve, that's my guy. Would y'all go with Steve? Or would he now be the brother from off of Western and went to Manual, and I don't know why he didn't come back and work at Manual? Hey, ask Lonnie a money question. I guarantee you he answered it right. Lonnie, would you go back and work at Manual for the $3,000 stipend, or would you take the $110,000 stipend just to coach football at Olu? I'm gonna wait. What do you mean? How am I demeaning my people's struggle? Huh? Are you? Huh? I just asked, what are we gonna do to help our people? How much money did you put in the program this year? Help me understand. Question. How much money over the last 5 years since we demeaned the pro have you put into the programs of the city high school football, which you're so passionate about? How much money did you put into the programs this year? Do you have the Lonnie Pumphrey City Football Fund? How much did you put in it? And did you spread out over the city? Talk to me. I love all the guys that want to say we're demeaning people and we're demeaning our people. No. How much did you help? What did you do? Then I can feel bad. I'm gonna feel bad. As soon as you put the number up there, I'm gonna feel so upset with myself as a black man that I did not help the community in which I grew up in by sending a check. And I'll turn around and how many schools is it? Try to send $2 a school. Do what I can do for my house. I want to know how much you did. Help me understand how much you put in. I love how what everybody else ain't doing, and we going to help them over there. How much did you do? Okay, thank you. That's all I want to know. Not demeaning my people. Love Coach Garrett. Love Audubon. Love where I came from. Love it. I rock with it every day, all day. I'm asking. I don't know. I want to ask your kids. That's what I mean. I want to ask, but I'm going to ask Lonnie the question. I'm not worried about California recruits or whatever, because I wouldn't even talk about. You say your kids and your parents. I want to ask. Tell me. I'm talking about this. Hey, and if you did, amen, amen. Remember, I went to John Muir, so I'm going to give my money to John Muir. I'm not going to give it to Westchester. I didn't graduate from there. I went to John Muir in Pasadena. So I would give mine to John Muir. And I gave mine to Bakersfield. And then I left there. Now I'm at Garces. And I'm over with Garces. I'm going where it's best for my child. Not going somewhere where they can't teach my kid nothing. They ain't coaching staff. You got 40, 50 kids and 2 coaches. You come on, stop that. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. And that's what I mean. We want to hold everybody else to another standard and just say, I'm a ride in here because I'm black. I'm gonna ride with the. Come on, man. I will. I'm gonna ask. I want to see some receipts though. I want to see what you gave the last coach, or what's his name, Coach Mincy. I'm gonna see. Did you? Lonnie. I want to see. I want to see more than $500 now, Lonnie. You make a lot of money, Lonnie. You working and you getting a retirement check. I know you. But I do. I read. I'm looking at the article, and I'm like, I'm looking at the feed last night. Brothers is being called soda, and I don't think you can ask somebody. And like you said, and I can tell you my why. Most people can't tell you their why. I can tell you my why and my why not. I can tell you my why and my why not, Lonnie. Nah, capitalist. You're gonna have to give me all that stuff, man, because I don't even get into the political words capitalist stuff. But I just want to know. I just want to understand how we don't. As I said before, nobody believes in the fact that there's been gentrification and change in our community, but we want to act like it's the same as it was. We don't live there anymore. And the people that live there don't support. Why is it? Is it only because the kids that don't? How many kids live in the city go to schools in the Trinity? That's what I'm gonna ask. That's since I want to know, so I can look at a number and go, God dang, whoa! You mean to tell me it's 3 out of 6 schools? I mean, I want to know how many of those kids actually live in LA Unified where they should be going to other schools. I would want to know that. But back to the hiring of a black coach. I like Schottenheimer's title. You want black kids, but you won't hire but the Trinity League has never hired a black head coach. Elsie, you said a lot. Okay. A black head coach. Okay. The Trinity League has not hired a black head coach. And again, did we ask this question when kids were going to Long Beach Poly, or was it okay because it was Long Beach Poly? Right? Was it okay because Ferragamo, because Jamel Holloway lived in Carson? I'm just trying to go back to everybody. This is what's amazing. I'm talking, and Lonnie can tell you, Lonnie, this ain't nothing new. Curtis Conway lived on the east side, didn't play for the Demos, played for Inglewood, played on my team. But I know where he lived. My family lived right across the street, around the corner from him, off Ascot. So I'm trying to understand, off 55th. So I'm trying to understand, kids ain't, it's always happening, right? I'm treating how Black African Americans are not discriminated against by the white power structure. How am I preaching against that? I'm sitting here preaching on how African Americans aren't discriminated against the white. No, wow, that's amazing. I said that. I said that one time. When? When did I say that? That's funny. And yeah, you know what? And it is funny, LZ. He didn't have nothing to say when they went and played for Douglas at Narbonne because that was in the city. See, you could be the white, Hispanic, whatever coach, as long as you in the city and you play there, it's okay. But if you go to Orange County, but I'm preaching again, come on, man. That's a contradiction. Shut up. That's stupid. That don't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, yeah, you know what it is. I just I just want to understand how I'm preaching against the structure. Well, Steve, kids living on 36th Place in Normandy and going to schools in the Valley was something done by LA Unified with the busing system. It wasn't nothing done by the outside forces. Those are private schools. No, my whole show is not demeaning our people. You're demeaning our people because you won't tell the truth. You only on one side. I'm sitting back saying, I'm sitting it down the middle. So when kids, it was okay for kids to go to Palisades and like Steve is saying, when we were growing up, right? It was okay when LA Unified put the busing system in to send kids to Chatsworth, to Taft. I mean, Ice Cube lived by Washington High. He didn't go to Washington. He went to He went to Taft. And then it was cool for everybody to go to Canoga. Danny Griffin played at Crenshaw. They, Granada Hills and Charlie Hill. All my dudes. So this is what's hilarious about that particular thing is that it was okay for me to live right here, walk and catch a bus in front of Crenshaw High School and go to Canoga, get dropped off right there. Ty, you can't say that on here. You're demeaning to the black people when you say parents provide better opportunities for their children. Well, no, I just said it. I said it, Lonnie, in the onset. If you were listening, you ready to demean and tell me I'm demeaning black folks. I said the underlining issue that I read in the thread had nothing to do with hiring a black coach. It went from the hiring of a black coach to the underlining part was they're not hiring, they want the kid. Read the post. Trinity League teams want African American players, but how many African American players live in Margarita? How many live in Irvine, Santa Ana? None of these kids are lit. So I'm talking about the whole gamut, right? The whole gamut. I'm not talking about just one side of it. See, you want to talk about the hiring of the black coach and leave it there. The hiring of the black coach wasn't the article. He said, let's be, where is it at? I'll bring it up again. What did he say? Let's be blunt. The Trinity League wants African American athletes to play football for their six schools, but they never hired a black coach in football. If parents don't care, it will continue. There it is. Much respect to Oaks Christian for hiring a black coach. Right. There it is. They hired a black coach. Are they happy with their black coach? I don't know. But are you okay again with I gave you the big if question. I think Kyrie Crump want to know the same thing. If they hire these black coaches,
then what are you going to say at that point? That's my question. If 3 black coaches get hired into 6 schools and make it a 50% split, then we have the propensity as people to turn around and then call those 3 black coaches sellouts for doing the same thing that the other 3 white coaches were doing, and then we'll sit back and say, "No, he taking kids out the city." It's the same thing. So that's my point. How is that demeaning to your people if I say you can't call one for one and then gonna call the other one, and then if it happens now say he wrong too. He wrong too. He wrong for going. See, the bigger issue is in all of it, you're right. They ain't hiring no black coaches. All right. But ain't nobody paying the coaches. How about that? Yeah, I know, Ernesto. I thought it was just a good topic to try to talk to. I knew I was going to see Mr. Pumphrey today. I'm not. I'm just amazed at how I'm demeaning my people. Did not. I did not realize that I was demeaning black people in our struggle for the white establishment or whatever he said. I mean, wow. if that and I was standing on the side, I was standing. That was amazing. That's amazing. By see, every time a brother really call us out, he a sellout for calling us out. It's okay for us to call everybody else out, but when we call our own people out for stuff that we don't do, now we in trouble. And I ain't never been called a Tom, so I love it. It's hilarious to me. And I'm probably blacker than him. He might be, yeah, he might be a little older. He might be. I'm not quite sure. Uh from a wisdom standpoint, I'm struggling because that don't sound right. No, I'm twisting what truth? The BS. You were twisting the truth to fit your white enlist in enlist narrative. No, 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 I didn't twist the truth. I read the comment, and the comment said exactly what it said from Schottenheimer, your boy. No, I'm not gonna let Lonnie go live with me because Lonnie goes live and then he starts going crazy like he doing now. I'm not, and I don't mind him going live with me. I always let Lonnie go because Lonnie gonna do what he gonna do. I just enlist in what? Illicit. Oh, nah, come on, man. My white illicit narrative. Why is it a white illicit narrative? I read it from your Jewish buddy who writes for the paper. Who knows how to rear us up to talk about this to sell more articles and to get more followers. Right? He knows how to poke and pry at the racist word and say black, and then you jump on like most people do and go, yeah, Shotty, you're doing it. You're talking for us. When the last time he had you over his house for dinner? I'll wait. I'll wait. Stop. I'll wait. Come on, man. Get out of here with that foolishness. That's foolishness. Yeah. No, I ain't. Yeah. No profit in it. Wow. Like I said, when the last time Shotty had you at his house? I don't know. I don't only agree with people who agree with me. I agree with those. I agree with those who I'm okay with those who don't agree with me. You seem to be on the other hand. Anybody that doesn't say, hey, the city is great, and this is this, and this is this, and oh wow, and this is this, you don't agree with them. So if they sit back and go, Dorsey and the city is the greatest, and we need to get it, you just gonna ride with them. Because you stuck. I know you still got your shirt open and sideburns. I get it. Ty, you're giving him too much, Ty. Don't give him the definition of what all that means.
Hey, this is him. He in the club like this, taco meat. He stuck. I told you, don't do that, man. I'm now trying to make money. No, I'm trying to understand. Then if that's what's going on over there, then let's go. Racism is not. He stuck. Oh yeah, he stuck. He stuck. Racism is not territorial. Stop saying that. It's not. It's not. Hey, so my question is this: so when Dorsey hire a white coach, you gonna be on side. You gonna get with him. You gonna rock with him. Let the white coach come and turn the program around, homie. You gonna be like, yeah, way to go, Coach Ottenheimer. Or you gonna be like, Dorsey had to go and hire this white dude. Shut up, man. That's what I'm saying. Which one you gonna do? It's okay for kids to go play for Douglas and other, but I just don't. I'm trying to understand. Hey, you didn't get old. My father said it all the time. You didn't get that age being no fool. I know you didn't. You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here. I'm just asking. I wanted to understand the article and the point that was made by Schottenheimer to say if black people are okay with it, or parents are okay with it, it won't change. Like, I mean, what schools do they go to now? Like, are you upset? Like, Sierra Canyon has a white coach. Chatsworth, Chaminade has a white coach. They ain't hired no brother. And I'm with you. I'm with you. I see it in college football. But you don't ask that. Kellen Winslow actually got fired from his job at Fox for it. Told his son, you cannot go to the University of Washington. They don't have a black coach on staff. You're going to the University of Miami. And that's how his son went down to the University of Miami and played for my boy CJ and the coach of the New Orleans Saints right now, Coach Payton, those guys. And he went and that was it. And I'm gonna read the full article. I just want to understand what was Eric right about. They want those kids, they want black kids, but they haven't hired a black head coach. Okay. How many black coaches interviewed? I wonder. Is anybody on here with Olu on the staff that Olu just had a job? I know that's the job Schottenheimer was talking about because Olu just hired the dude who was an alumni or whatever who can bring back a whole bunch of money to the program based upon boosters and all that. And yeah, so I want to know. Great. See, this is what I'm understanding, Crump. Nobody, when we talked to Fig on here last time, and Fig got on and he talked about his brother in Inglewood, he told us about this whole other part of the school across the street that you can go to and helps you get ready for college prep and all that. That's my why. That's what I'm saying. All I'm asking us to do is articulate our why, and now you get Lonnie. Hey, you going against the black one? Nah, we got great whys. We should be going to school, but because it don't sound like I'm just mad at the world because they ain't hiring black coaches. No, articulate your why. No, Coach Henderson's not black. No, he's not. No, he's not. But at the end of the day, he's a great coach, though. Great coach. Great coach. I love that dude. Coach All-Star game with him. Great coach. That's what I'm saying, Crump. You just said it. Come to Culver City. We got a black coach and we have a great academic school. Oh, you got a why? Let's go. Give me your why. Give me your reason why a kid should be able to go there. You guys have consistently over the last 3 years put out kids going to school from your son to Charles Ross to the other receiver going to Cal Poly this year. You got another guy. You guys have kids coming consistently out of Culver City. There it is. Great, great why. I asked this brother, explain your why to these parents, and that's it. Can't now you against all the black coach. No, there's a reason why people go into this league.
So we got to give a reason why people shouldn't. Every man should be able to give a reasonable answer for the hope that lies within him. Every man, what that means is you should be able to give a reasonable answer for why you do something or why you're going somewhere or why this is the reason why you're doing what you do. Not because it's black and we should stick together. We don't stick together in nothing else. So give me a reason why we should do this when we're talking about our kids. All I'm asking you to do is articulate it. Be able to explain it. Be able to sit down and say why. Don't give me a whole gamut of 3,000 reasons of when you went there in 1972 and all that. I want to know why they should go today. Today. Why should an 8th grade family, what is that program going to do for that kid? That's what it is. I don't need to go on Eric's thing and comment. I'm not helping them sell no more papers. I read it, I go on there and I get it. I know what's going on. I'm not in a competition with Eric Schottenheimer. You are. I'm not. Some sellout. Wow. Sellout for asking you to be able to articulate your why. Shut up, man. That's stupid. Because if you can't articulate your why, then you have a problem. That's dumb. When I got on the phone with your boy, when I got on the phone with Stefan, I said, Stefan, tell me about the program. I got E. Scott, brother, great coach. Got this, got the city behind me. He can articulate that. You can't because you're so in your feelings and so ready to. You need an X. You're Lonnie X now. That's what it is. You're Lonnie X. See, can't nobody ask you a good question without you trying to make it. You're twisting it into this for your narrative and this explicit. Shut up, man. That's stupid. Ask you to articulate why for parents so they understand why. Because when they sit in front of these other people, they sit down and they got a plan. But you can't ask the black man to have a plan because then now you're selling out. Hey man, what's your plan? Why are you asking me all that? Why I gotta have a plan? Shut up. That's stupid. Dummy, that's dumb. Articulate your why. That was my question. If black people are okay, now, how's Eric Schottenheimer gonna say if black people are okay with it? It'll never. Ain't nobody stopping saying that. They're screaming. Thank you, man. Next topic. USC. Hey, Maury, I got it. Brought to you by Snapple. Watermelon lemonade. Very good. Hey, USC. I don't have any. It's 11 people on here now, Lonnie. None. There's none. None. Not a one. Not a one. Maybe your friend Schottenheimer ought to get on here. And when I invited him, he showed and get on. I said, you come on my show. No, he's not going to do it. Because he don't want to come out and sound like this and that. I got the dude on here. I got the dude on here telling me I'm selling out. That's taken up for the Jewish dude that sell the paper. Really? You said, right? Are you kidding me? Is USC trying to hire Marshall Faulk? I don't know. I just want to know why Stephen Carr and we got all these Texas kids coming to USC and all these USC kids going to Texas. And now I asked this question a while ago. Is USC now going to be University of Southern Texas? Because now we have half of the Texas. We have USC has the tight end now, the running back. Stephen Carr went in the portal. They're talking about Stephen Carr. Now, how don't you take care of home of kids like Stephen Carr, who's from here, who could have went a lot of places? Okay, help me out, Ernesto, because I heard he was in the portal, and that was earlier today. So I want to understand that. Good. I'm glad you on here because I heard Stephen is, and I'm here, but I'm looking at kids that Sark is getting out of LA. Are we flip flopping? And is SC a good place for a running back? We talking super air raid at SC. They throwing the ball like. If it's 4 plays, I mean, hey, this is a 10-play drive. They throwing the ball 9 times. I went over the stats with somebody like, so I just want to understand, like SC is they announced he put his name in the, yeah, I told Ernesto, it was today. They announced he put his name in the portal, and there was already speculation that the coach, the running back coach that was at SC, that's at Indiana, that he might be going headed towards Indiana, but I don't know. You may know better than me because he's a GZ kid, but you didn't know he's in the portal. He is in the portal as of today. He announced that Stephen Carr is in the portal, is going in the portal. So is this a thing though? When you look, SC not taking care of home. You got two of the top quarterbacks just a year ago in DJ Ugalele and Bryce Young leave the state and go play ACC SEC football. You got kids at Michigan and kids like DJ going to uh, DJ going to Virginia Tech. Is this a thing that SC is not taking care of home and taking care of kids that ultimately when they leave here they're going into programs and being successful? Could they not be successful here? And is this Texas coaching staff, with the exception of Dante being our lone California guy, Kerry Colbert, uh, do they not have the ability to get or keep some of these guys home? I mean, you got Gary Bryant this year. I think you got Tony Beebe. You got Sierra Wright. You got Bullock from John Muir in Pasadena. You've gotten the kid from Downey. You got Max Williams. You've gotten kids to stay, but in your core group of kids over the last few years, what what do you think? What do you think is uh, the overall reason why why SC is not keeping these kids here, and then now you got guys going in the portal? I mean, you go back and you look at the McLean. I know that situation was a little different. Trayvon Sidney, that was another different situation with him going in the portal. You got Lonnie put up an article just here recently after the draft that under Clay Helton, general managers are saying the USC kids are typically soft. I don't believe that when it came to Amon Ra, when it came to some of the guys and why they slipped. They said they were soft. I think because of a COVID year, you didn't really get to see. I think at a fourth round, Amon Ra is going to destroy some people, and you're going to be like, ooh. So I think Amon Ra becomes your kind of your Darnay Holmes guy, uh, goes in the fourth round, but you're still getting the first round talent. So that's just it. Needs to be the state of LA when that again. Uh, needs to be the state of LA when that again the SC can come back. Yeah, I mean you got to win this. I think you're saying you got to win the state or be the state. I don't. I'm trying to understand that a little bit better, Allende. But I think it's crazy. I mean, Stephen Carr had. He said. Ahmad said Stephen Carr hasn't done much at SC since freshman year, and I get it. He got hurt, but we in a business where you can't produce for me. I'm gonna move on. Yeah, but I think Ahmad, would you not say the offense changed and uh, uh, the offense changed tremendously from giving the ball to the running back? Then he was sharing time with the Samoan back, and they really wasn't giving the ball. I know he got hurt at one time, but I talked to him on the sideline one time, and he said, "Man, I'm cool. I'm not hurt." That's that they reporting that foolishness. Like he said it to me. I said, "Your back good," and he was like, "Man, I'm good. Don't listen to that." So there's a lot that goes on uh, that, like you said, it is a business, but I want to know, is USC losing the California battle even more, uh, even more because you got all these Texas coaches. You got an offensive coordinator that's a Texas guy. He's brought all of his Texas coaches in. What is it? Toby, what's going on, man? You go back and watch, man. Lonnie went off on us again. And
I read your post last night. You were part of the reason that I brought that Schottenheimer thing up. But from an SC standpoint, I mean, and here's another one. His nephew to Oregon. I mean, just other guys that have, and I know everybody can't go, but you didn't get some of the guys, right? You didn't get some of the guys, you know. You gotta win, and I'm with Allende, man. You gotta win your state. I can't I gotta get Bryce or DJ. One of them gotta go. Like one of them has to stay here. If I don't get Bryce, I get DJ. If I don't get DJ, I get Bryce. Bottom line. I think that was the monarchy with John Elway. If I don't get John Elway, I get Salisbury. That's what happened. I don't get him, I get him. Like, you don't let those guys go. I don't get Elias Ricks. How do I not get Elias Ricks at SC? I don't get Elias Ricks. I don't get Darnay. Darnay goes to UCLA. I don't get CJ Stroud, who actually played last year a little bit, who's probably going to play this year. Right? So I don't get those guys. Right? I don't get, I mean, let's start looking at, running backs and other guys. What running backs got out of here? You don't get Wyatt Davis, okay? You don't get that guy. I mean, I mean, and again, we can go back to, so CJ's gonna start at Ohio State. You said Carr stayed. But that's what I'm saying. If you lose Carr, you lose more credibility. Man, don't tell me about George getting slept on. And now what? Mountain West you don't get Justin Flo. Oh my God. You don't get Baby Man. You don't get Elias Ricks. Right? You don't get Justin Flo. You don't get Elias Ricks. Cam Dollars, Credale, Buki, TJ Pledger. I mean, you don't get some guy who says go live. Who wants to go live? I'm bringing you in here if you want to go in here. But I'm just saying, you don't get these guys. These are guys you don't get. And I mean, that's a list of guys that left. You know what? So Buki, TJ, Credale, tight end from Santa Margarita. There's 4 kids at Oklahoma, 5 kids at Oklahoma. Chris Adamora, Texas. Gabriel, Texas. The other John Muir High kid now, Texas. Malik, Texas. Quarterback at Mississippi. Devin Williams, SC got Devin, but let him go to Oregon. Big old dude. Big old receiver. Wait, hold on. LV Buckley, ASU. Jalen, ASU. Johnny Wilson, ASU. Chad Johnson Jr., ASU. I mean, all these kids are in your backyard. You can't take all of them, and I can't then say you didn't recruit them. But are the Texas coaches, I'm asking, got an allegiance to the Texas guys, and they're going to play Texas guys. They're not LA. They don't know this landscape. So if you don't know this LA landscape and you're not taking care of LA, you're doing what Texas does. Come on, bro. Come on, man. But you're saying the guys that they didn't miss, they missed, but they went after those guys and didn't get them. They went after those guys hard and didn't get them. Right? They went after those dudes tough and didn't get them.
So when you see guys going in the portal and you see guys, and you start saying, well, wait a minute, man, come on, man. How we can get this guy? We can get this guy. Man, and now he says too much to text. Here, Ernesto. Don't get in here going crazy on me. There you go, Ness. Get on, man. Get on. I got a little bit of time. I'm gonna get to practice in a minute. Only get on, brother. Chris, who? Somebody said they just let the linebacker get away from was it a linebacker from Bishop Gorman or somewhere? You didn't, I'm not gonna bring up Cameron Williams, Carl Jones, a bunch of them dudes, man. I mean, you just didn't let. I mean, it's just crazy. Yeah. Oh, Clay. All right, I got you, Chris Claiborne. Yeah, you let a coach get away. I mean, yeah. Ernesto, I put it in there for you to get on, man. Stop playing. I mean, you let Chris get away. And not because Maury's on here. You let Najee. We run it, tailback you. Let Najee go to Bama, man. How? Charles White, OJ, Reggie Bush. Come on, man. Yeah, you create a job for Chris Claiborne, bro. I don't care what it is. Just create one. I don't care if you put him next to the athletic director and tell him he's just supposed to walk down the field and go practice every day. That's what you do. Go back to Joe Mixon to OU. Yeah. Hey, my other guy, Giles Jackson. You let him go to freaking Michigan. Now he home at Washington. That's going bag of tricks. Love me some Giles Jackson. That Giles is the man. GJ go hard all day. All day. One of my favorite dudes from the Bay. TMP. So you let them dudes go for what? Bookie's at Washington. Even when they came back, they tried. Jaden Wooby, oh my God. This a lot of guys. A lot of guys. Deal closers. Gotta get some deal closers. There he is. I was about to leave, man. I was about to get you up. I was about to leave you. Hey, y'all know Ernesto from his album Mario. You Can Let Me Love You. There he is, Ernesto. What's up?
I'm just trying to stay humble.
Look at that, man. Hey, your hat. You can. Hey, man. You can't put it. Stay humble on your hat. That's not humble.
Hey, look. Everybody know SC is the most political school in the Pac-12, probably top 10 in the nation. Ain't nobody talking about it. We keep talking about why they didn't get this, why they didn't get that. Well, let's be honest. That was a trash ass fucking some trash ass coaches on SC staff years ago. Let's be real. So it's all about these kids connected with some of these coaches, right? A lot of them coaches too that was there left, right? Let's be real. When Carr first came, the running back coach that was there left and went to the Chiefs. When he had that good freshman year, when he had that breakout year, he left and went to the Chiefs. Now I think he's coaching somewhere in Indiana.
That's
in Indiana. And Indiana program is on the come up. Like they're gonna be dangerous this year over there.
Well,
And
he's the guy that they're saying that he's talking to,
right. Dylan McCutcheon. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you don't get kids like, and we named a lot of good kids too. When you don't get kids like Woodby, who was a freshman All-American at Florida State, let's just be real. When you don't get kids like Buki, imagine Buki and fucking Jaden Woodby on the back end of that defense. Okay. Another thing why SC is still down in the dumps, we ain't got no, I'm just gonna keep it 100. You ain't got no big butt niggas on them D line, on the line.
Well, you
Let's be real.
took one of your best D linemen and made him a linebacker in Drake Jackson, and we still
exactly.
We trying to understand that.
Then you look at the offense. I give it all to the Hawaiian kids. Malapaya. Malapaya is you got different running backs. I went to the game. Me and LC was at the game together. Me and LC Eccles. That kid from Texas is really good. This is facts. He can run. He goes in, out, got moves, vision. He's the total package, and he has 2 years left. Okay. So then you look at, they got Carr, who's a senior. Okay, redshirt senior, just like the Hawaiian kid is a redshirt senior. So like Amar said, it is about production. The difference with Carr and the Hawaiian kid, Malapaya will run and put his foot in the fucking ground and knife upfield. He gonna get 5, 6, 7 yards. Carr, they're not using Carr right because it's not the offense for him. Carr is what you want to use like as a fucking toy. Get him out in space, get him out in motion. He can run between the tackles. Yeah, he can go outside, but he's a mismatch. Nobody really knows that kid one-on-one, if you get him out there on a safety or a backer, nobody in the nation can stop him one-on-one if you put him in a position to receive the ball, not just run the ball. Then you look at the offense.
So is he a running back or is he a slot?
He's an all-purpose back. He's an APB.
Okay.
He's an APB.
Their offense is not an APB type.
And their offense is not an APB. You know what I'm saying? Personally, if he do get into the portal and leave, I'm all for it. I would be all for the kid Malapaya because he's a real in between the tackles running back for sure. But when you look at the quarterback stats, a quarterback throwing over 60 times to get him 500, 400 yards.
Right.
How are you running the ball?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at that. That offense is not for a running back. That offense is for an all-purpose back guy who they want to use. But guess what? They don't even want to use the running back in the passing game. They just want to throw the ball to slots, outside receivers. But the connection is the reason they're not going to this backyard is because they feel like they got to go to Texas to go get those big boys from Texas. This is what all this is about. They want to get those big boys from Texas. We're going to make a couple of kids happy, bring them to SC. They can get that degree. They can enjoy this sun. They can enjoy this sunshine. But they're trying to get those big dudes that they need. SC has always had that fun of having those big dudes, those big guys. Unless the only way the running back's going to be successful at SC is put the fullback in front of them, which they'll never do. Let's go back in time. SC has always had a fullback. Marcus Allen was a fucking fullback in front of Charles White way before my time. This is 100% facts. If you ever look at SC championship teams, there was a fucking fullback. Give Carr a fullback. Get that kid Malapaya, the Hawaiian kid, a fullback. Guarantee it'll be a lot different. Let's go double tight ends like SC used to do. It'll be a lot different. So when you got dudes, when you got NFL scouts saying,
but what you said on the defensive side and what you saw me Saturday when we talked,
right?
What we don't have, you talking about them big butt dudes on defense. We ain't got no dudes on offense to even be screaming going double tight because our O-line.
But what I'm saying is they're not recruiting that. That's what I'm saying. You're not getting that. They're not recruiting that anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? They want to. Everything is a flex tight end.
I'm gonna share this part with my screen with you, because that's crazy to me when we look at I'm gonna share this part of my screen, so you can see
you know, how crazy this was with SC. You know, I look at these numbers for a running back like when I look at for a running back like Stephen Carr, when I look Stephen Carr, like literally, man, Stephen Carr carried the ball last year 46 times.
Yes.
Like so, you know, if you ask me recruiting a running back, Stephen Carr got the ball. You what you call it, Malapia? 50 he got
Yeah.
the ball, you know, 11 times more than him. Marquis Step left. Step was a bad back, bro.
He
He could,
was.
you know, he got the ball 45 times. So Stephen Carr didn't even get the ball to be that guy. They threw the ball 264 times in those
That's my point.
8 games.
So you
So
can't talk about production if you're not put in a position to produce
yeah, I mean,
game in and game out. Those
46
kids get more carries. They get more carries in practice than they do in the game. This
I
is
mean,
facts.
and we talking about SC was in 6 games. This dude, 6 games, he had 176 yards. He averaged 3.8 yards a carry, two touchdowns, 10-yard reception. I mean, yeah, you're not put in a position. And I did this last time to help somebody else. I said, well, if you look at let's just say uh if I were doing this and I said, let's look at Utah, or who else you say carry the ball, right?
Right.
Carries the football. If I was to look at like the University of Utah and their stats, you know, and look at it, you would see the running backs at Utah. Ty Jordan got the ball 83 times.
Exactly. Almost doubled his numbers.
Same, and he played one less game, 5 games, right?
Right.
And then you know, and then who else would you say is a running? If you just went, if you
Go
just said,
Washington. Go Washington.
no, I don't do that. That's gonna look crazy. If you go Oregon, like if you look at Oregon and you go through it, 66, 65, three backs carried the ball 64, 65, and 66 times. Sean Dollars 8 times. You know, but 64 times these guys are doing. You say Washington, you probably go
Yeah.
well into the hundreds. You know, when you talk about Washington, uh, you know, University of Washington, you're gonna get because they really didn't have a passing game, right? And so,
Right.
you know, Washington is gonna definitely probably be it would be different, you know. Yeah, it would be different. And you look at like if we look at Washington, you're gonna see Washington is gonna be. I know theirs is crazy. Yeah, nah, it's really not. It's really not.
Because they got running back by committee.
Yeah. So 43, 34, 23, and 17. You know, quarterback only threw the ball. Literally, the quarterback only threw the ball 110 times, and they played 4 games, right? So you know, definitely a difference. But I'll tell you this: one that you probably want to look at is ASU.
Mm-hmm. Or even Colorado.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember,
Colorado.
Colorado was doing. They was pretty good last season.
Yeah. But if you look at ASU, yeah, Colorado ran the ball. I mean, what you talking about the balance of the offense? Nah. So Jay,
Balance of the offense. That's what I'm saying. If you got a balanced offense of 60-40.
49, 49, and 42 and 33 was Jaden kept the ball. He ran it 33 times. So yeah, the last one I'll look at is Colorado. I mean, but when you look at that, Colorado, yeah, 88 times, brother.
But
No,
see, it comes
Jared,
down to
Jared Broussard carried the ball 156 times. The next guy carried it 52, still more than Stephen Carr. And then the third guy carried it 23. Fourth guy got it 18 times in 6 games. So this dude got the ball
156 times, you average 5 yards a carry. So
Exactly.
yeah, that's a little different.
It's still like I said, it still come down to the recruitment too. Like, I think our kids really not feeling, they feeling probably some of the coaches at SC, but they don't feel them all. I really think too, like, I hear different stories, yeah, Clay. I don't think our kids really are like, they're like, oh yeah, I want to play for him. I just don't believe it. I believe they want to play for SC. They love SC. Clay, I don't think they want to play for him as much as they say, oh yeah, great guy, blah blah blah. But do you want to play for him? If there's coaches that you come on, you like, I want to play for that coach. I want to play with this coach, this guy.
Well, I think in years past, people wanted to play for USC and John Robinson. People wanted to play for USC.
That's what I'm saying.
People wanted to play for Pete Carroll and the USC. Like it went
exactly.
It went together.
They went together. It meshed.
It went together. So, but I think people, you're saying now you think people just want to play at SC and they don't want to play. But I think Clay, I mean, I met Clay. Clay came to the house when he was recruiting my nephew, and I think he's a great guy. I think, man, and I've said this many times before, I think Pete Carroll was so charismatic and such a great salesman and knew how to move in the way he did that a lot of people are still enamored by the Pete Carroll era and effect, that it's not fair to Coach Clay Helton that you're going to even compare, but it is. You're going to.
Okay, but you know what you do? But when
you look at John Robb, you go, John Robb coached at SC twice, right?
Exactly.
He comes back, but John Robb did what you said. John Robb said, hey, y'all know what y'all getting with me. 2 tight ends, student body right, student body left.
Exactly.
And it was a different era. It was a different era.
Too, with John Robinson and Pete Carroll, what did they do though? They recruited the city. They literally recruited the city. They was going in, they was in the neighborhood. They was in the neighborhood. They was really recruiting.
Name that kid at Manual that's going to Washington. Scott told me that kid, Courtney Morgan, who was at Fresno State, that's now at Michigan. He was like, hey, I gotta be quiet. It's a kid at Manual. He going to Washington next year. Right?
I believe. Yeah.
Okay. Again, going back to what we talked about with Lonnie, which is true, people are enamored with the Trinity League and private schools, right?
Oh, yeah, that's facts.
Okay, so there may be some talent, and here's the other side. Let's just call it what it is. Coaches on every staff. I'm not going to call it USC coaches trash. There's some coaches on every staff that's lazy.
Absolutely.
They don't want to go into Dorsey right now or when you hear Coach Garrett say, we only got 26 players, are they going to stop by and see if one of those 26 dudes is a dude? Because how did they see the kid from Manual? Who he played 7-on-7 for?
I could walk away from this meeting.
I don't know.
Somebody, Will Harris, somebody had to be doing some type of work.
Jay Finn, one of them dudes.
Jay Finn. Somebody had to be doing some work to help that kid right? At the end of the day, do you get that across the board? Is there a kid at Fremont? Is there a kid at Jeff? Is there a kid at Locke? Yeah. Are there kids there? But the coaches are lazy from high school and college.
Oh, yeah.
They're not going into these schools because there's no promotion. So
you got to remember, too, a lot of these high school coaches that say it ain't their job to get kids recruited. They tell high school kids this.
Yeah.
They do.
But at the end of the day, then we turn around and get mad at another school or a whole league, like we said, and say they not doing this, they not doing that. You got a great job. You are in Orange County now. You're at Santa Ana College, right?
Yeah.
So you're at Santa Ana College, you're recruiting coordinator, you're wide receiver coach. Okay. Are you a sellout because somebody gonna leave El Camino or Southwest or West LA because
to come play for me?
Yeah.
No.
But you're on.
I'm all city.
But you gonna dig in the city, right?
I'm damn right. I already started. Just like I said.
Okay, and so you're gonna dig.
And this weekend, I'm about to dig up through Fresno, and I done already start digging in Bakersfield. I'm scooping all. I'm not doing no last chance shoe. You come to Santa Ana College. This is called best chance shoe.
Right.
I already put myself in a position to put kids in like they're gonna get well coached. They're gonna get developed, and that's another thing that SC is missing too. Kids are not getting developed.
But where do we? Your screen went out. Where do we get that from? Where is that statement that I've heard over the last 8 years?
The development.
Yeah, like how do we say that? What? How do we say kids at SC aren't getting developed? What makes us believe that kids at SC aren't getting developed?
You just look at the production. You look at in the game. In game, you know how many tackles SC misses on defense?
Isn't that college football as a
That's
whole?
That's college football.
That's
but
football as a whole.
Then you go to when they go do what? Their numbers when they go to they combine numbers, right? They pro day numbers. Bro, you can't, you know what I'm saying? I love the kid to death. You can't play corner and run a 4-5-3.
Okay.
You can't.
So you tell me this. Is Tyler Vaughns a product? Is Tyler Vaughns, is he a product?
I'm glad you brought him up. I'm glad you brought Tyler up.
All right. Is Tyler Vaughn a productive wide receiver that makes the NFL team, ain't gonna be gonna catch the ball, gonna do everything
right.
Gonna do, right? But do numbers always predict who that kid is?
No. Now I'm glad you brought him up. Tyler has came through.
I said numbers is not on the school.
No.
Right? So how do we so productivity? How do we say that?
Productivity, right?
Or not being produced.
Well, in order to produce, you got to get the ball. You got to get an opportunity to get the ball to produce. Okay. One thing I'll say about Tyler, he came to a couple of. He's been at a couple of my like training sessions, right?
Yeah.
After watching, like talking with him and everything, and watching his tape, in my opinion, his game is perfect for the NFL. Period. One, he got deceptive speed. Everybody think like he has very, very deceptive speed. If you look, he was running past a lot of DBs in those 5-6 games last year on bombs. So his game to me and his catch radius is off the charts. Yeah, I don't care what he ran. He has football speed. Okay, he has football in-game on-field speed. His catch radius, anywhere that ball is thrown near him, he will catch. The only other kid that I compared like that was Devin Williams, who to me SC missed on. They fucked up by not really like giving that kid that opportunity.
Let me go to a question that's being asked of you because I got a problem with that too. If the average speed in the NFL is 4.6, 4.61, 4.5, why can't a DB run a 4.5?
Because you got dudes like Tyreek Hill now.
But you only gonna play. You got one Tyreek Hill.
I'm being honest.
You
got dudes that's running past dudes running 4.4s, 4.3. This is what they want, right?
But I'm saying we're not racing in a straight line. We dealing with.
Hold on. Yeah, you are, because everybody knows in the league what they do. They open the gate in the league. Nobody plays bump and run no more like that. All them dudes open the gate in the league. Tell me that who's the man press on?
Darrelle Revis was one of the baddest DBs in the history.
And that's years ago. He was really bump and run. Who does it now though?
And he was a 4.59 guy, 4.5 guy.
Right. Who does it now though?
But I'm saying, name how many DBs do we have that are 4.3 guys? There's not a whole lot.
No, I didn't say he needs to run a 4.3. In my estimation, if he had ran like a 4.5, let's say a 4.51 to me, close near that 4.49 area like that, he's good to me in my estimation. But I still think too, they looked at his weight. I think they look, oh yeah, he's small. You know, I mean, if the kid can play, he can play. You have receivers that's small, and they make it in the league. Like the kid from Alabama, the Heisman Trophy winner. Everybody thought he was 6'1". Now I came about that he's not. He's barely maybe even 6 feet. He can play.
Flat out.
He can flat out play. Just give him an
And
opportunity.
did he go before or after the other receiver?
I think he went after.
Yeah, he
Waddle.
went after.
And Waddle was my favorite before he got hurt against Tennessee.
So,
He was
so
my
Waddle,
favorite.
so Waddle goes first round. This dude goes first round after Waddle, and he wins the Heisman. Tells you a lot.
And he even said himself, if Waddle played the whole season, he doesn't win the Heisman. That came out of that kid's mouth.
So
if Waddle don't get hurt, he doesn't win the Heisman.
What about Brian Thompson at Utah? That wide receiver.
Okay, we got Brian, who's a ground zero kid. He's not ASU, right?
Okay.
Best position he could possibly be in. Why? After we talked about it before he left, decided to go into the portal, because he was thinking about another school. The reason it's your best chance is go play with a Heisman Trophy candidate. That's perfect for you. They need a receiver that's going to catch the ball, a big receiver who can run routes, get his body in front of these DBs, make catches, and you giving the Heisman Trophy winning candidate a receiver who's experienced and one that you can probably build some chemistry on, and at the same time that he'll trust you.
Okay.
Because right now, ASU receiving core, that's a nice receiving core they have over there.
Who is it?
You're gonna have LV, you'll have Brian Thompson, you're gonna have Johnny Williams, right?
Johnny Wilson. Yep.
Johnny Wilson.
Gotta make sure Johnny catch the ball.
Right. And you still got Chad Johnson over there.
Hasn't played yet, so we don't know.
And you still, and then, it's another kid that people sleeping on, a kid from the Bay Area from Folsom High School.
Yeah. Yep.
Baller.
He's a baller. But again, there's only one football, and
right.
And you got to deal with that. And then
you got to think too, for defense, that's a lot of pressure on the defense.
I don't think it's a lot of pressure on the defense yet, because Elijah Badger, that's his name. He's good.
Yeah, that's him.
But you have guys that have not been proven yet. So,
and the running backs, those running backs are really good too from ASU.
But you have guys that haven't been proven yet, and that's going to be the ASU. Now, when you say Johnny Wilson, Johnny dropped a lot of balls last year.
He did.
We need Johnny to prove. LV had a great freshman year.
He did.
Chad Johnson did not get on the field.
Yeah, he didn't get on the field.
So are we saying it's a great receiving?
And you have Jordan Porter. You still have Jordan Porter over there.
But now we say it's a great receiving core based upon us knowing who those kids were in high school. They haven't done nothing in college. So we got to look at it from that standpoint.
I like Jordan Porter.
Jordan Porter hasn't done nothing at ASU yet to then say ASU got a great core. When you look at a great core, it's got to be a group of guys.
Well, I'm talking about on paper.
Okay.
If you got Brian Thompson, LV, Johnny Wilson, and then you got Jordan Porter. Jordan Porter, who's a track speed kid. Daddy went to SC. Mama went to SC, ran track, all that.
Best wide receiver core is at Nevada. I'm just telling you right now. Best.
But I said on paper, that's a pretty good wide receiving core. And
I tell you, East Scott built that one. Best receiving core on paper is right there. Even
where?
Better Pac-12. Nevada.
Oh yeah, those receivers.
All of them.
Oh yeah.
Romeo Dobbs, first rounder. Elijah Cooks, Cole Turner, the tight end, is a NFL draft pick. Torrey Holton, all freshman, Mountain West. What's your kid from Lockhart? Melquan, Bell.
Stovall.
Yeah, that's what Stovall. You got good. Hey, but they've done it. You look at that food. They played, they've done it. So
what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do now that he's gone? Remember, those kids played for E. Scott.
Yeah.
They played for E.
They didn't get a new wide receiver coach. They just moved somebody in the room.
You know what I'm saying? I know E. You already know. He recruited.
Yeah.
Look, I know. They played.
Yeah.
Forget everybody else. We ain't we get Mummy.
They're gonna have to play for Timmy now. They're gonna have to
forget Mummy. We doing this for E. Scott. Day in and day out, they play for E.
That's gonna
straight
be
up.
But I will say, when you talk about that, when you say 4 or 5 at DB, that's kind of rough, man, because there's some guys
that as long as they keep them shoulder square and know how to play and can turn and run, they ain't got to
But
be.
nobody keeps their shoulder square in the league, though.
Hey,
Remember,
okay.
because
Is Elias Rich
defenses
4-3? Is
the
Elias Rich
defenses
4-3?
don't,
Is he
the
4-4?
defenses don't want you to do that now. Everything is what? Keep everything in front of you. Don't get beat deep.
But
So what we want to do? Open the gate.
is,
That's why you see so many asses to the sideline at DB at corner.
but is Elias a 4-4 guy? Rick?
Right now, I can't even talk about. He just had a freshman year. I can't even talk about Elias to the league right now. I can't even do that.
I can. That's my favorite player.
I can't even do that right now. We got to get past the sophomore season.
I don't want to hear that.
We got to get past the sophomore season.
Hey, I will.
Now, is he in the right position right now? Oh, to be top 5 pick?
I will.
for sure.
I will forever know at Nike they can go get EJ Williams from Clemson all they want. I watched it with my own eyes. EJ Williams start popping off about being from the South and he who he is. He did not catch a ball for the next 2 days.
That's facts.
2 days.
Absolute facts.
I was on the field. I said, man, Elias said, you're not catching nothing else. And did that 3 times in his face and was like,
Yeah.
let's go. And that was
That's all you need to see.
that was it. I looked at his mom and daddy and we just started laughing and it was over. And for 2 days, they played that same team. Dude didn't catch the ball.
Right. Right.
At all.
Right.
It was so bad that that the quarterbacks didn't even turn that way and look to throw dude the ball.
Let me ask you this, because I've been wondering, what happened to the quarterback from South Carolina, that the kid that's from out here that went to Olu? Where did he land at?
You're talking about the brother
Yeah.
Helinski or something like that.
Where did he land at?
I want to say Northwestern is where he went. I want to say Northwestern. I think that's where he went.
Northwestern.
Yeah, I think he went to Northwestern. Ryan Helinski?
Ryan Helinski, yeah.
Yeah, I think he went to Northwestern. I'm just checking the portal. I'm quite sure that's where he went. I think Ryan went to yeah.
And I have a question too. I had a question from a lot of junior college guys that I said I was going to ask you too. So you know how it's camp season, right?
Yep.
Satellite camp's about to go up. Junior college players ask me, Coach, why are there not invites for junior college players, especially at this time because of COVID, to these camps? They say because majority of them say 9th grade to 12th grade or something.
Okay, so there's 2 things. So I know San Jose State has June 12th, class of 2021 and junior college players. Their camp is a all 21s and junior college on June 12th at San Jose State. At Nevada on June 20th or 19th, junior college players are welcome. First year junior college guys are welcome.
Right.
Those 2 camps I do know. I will answer that question with that, but the other side of it is I will tell you that the reason why they're not is because when you have a roster of 110 guys, are you really in this 21 class hasn't even checked into school yet?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be really realistic with the kids, you're not looking at those guys. So at the end of the day, if they're not really looking at those guys, they are sending a false hope, inviting them to camp and just taking money from them guys by saying, spend your $50, $60 and run through these drills. Ain't nobody looking at those dudes, bro. So there really needs to be a camp that's just for those JC guys, because I think this year you'll probably have way more qualifiers at JC
Right.
ready to leave in January than you have over the last few years because of COVID. So a lot of those guys, I think that would be, but again, it goes back to if the 21 or the 2020 kid that graduated that didn't get any
A
right,
look, right.
right, and came into 21, he didn't really play, or yeah, he didn't play, and now he's coming to play. The question becomes now, is he better than the 22? And do I need him because I got the portal? The portal is there. The portal
Right.
is always going to be the portal is going to always be the factor that a JC guy needs to understand, just like a portal kid. And I'll say this: a portal guy should not go in the portal if he ain't talking to somebody about getting him out the minute he goes in. Shouldn't go in.
Now, did you know that there was two portals?
I do not know about another portal.
Okay. So the one that you sent me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I looked at that one, right? Come to find out, I'm not gonna drop his name. I talked to a coach from Washington, right? There is another portal that the NCAA has, right? Their portal.
Right.
The NCAA portal is like this. That's why we like, man, why is this kid still? You know how we look at the portal you showed me? We like, why is this kid still nowhere yet, right?
Well, I have a generic portal that's made by 24/7, and then
Right.
there's the NCAA portal that actually comes out every Tuesday or whatever
But
day.
the NCAA portal, from the standpoint of the coach looking at it, it's just a name.
Yeah.
There's no position, there's no school he came from, there's no height, no weight. It's just a name. So it can be Dejon Jernigan, it could be 5 of them. But we looking for, Daquan Jernigan, but we can't find them because it could be this one. So that portal is like it's so much to that portal thing I just learned about and just found out about.
Yeah, the bigger part of that and what you're saying is that they're in there and they're not under the name. That's why a kid who came out in the 21 class,
Exactly.
if he goes in the portal at the end of the season, his name has to still be hot, but sizzling from what he did in high school in order
Absolutely.
for coaches to remember who that kid is. Because the longer you stay in the portal, the worse it is for you, because don't nobody care about what you did in high school, right? And then they want to know, are you better than the 20? Like I'm telling kids now, the 22 kid and the 21 kid really ain't too different.
They're the same. Yeah, they're the same.
Right? And then the JC 20 kid is right there with them.
Right.
So now the portal kid might be better. You just got to realize, you got to figure that part out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That becomes the battle with the portal. But
so it comes down to tape and necessity.
But the two things that I will say the kids have to understand with the portal: go in the portal having had conversations with somebody. It's illegal, but hey, at the end of the day, you better have somebody talking for you. Number two,
I absolutely agree. If you even plan on going into the portal, you better be getting with whoever you can, whatever coach that recruited you. You better be telling Tom, Hank, and Jerry to contact them for you if it's room. Because it's kids that's been in there that I know still in there. And I'm like, dude, like y'all don't even realize, like, by the time you even try to get to a JUCO, it's gonna be too late. It doesn't matter what you were, 4-star, 5-star.
And the portal is, you gotta be having a conversation with somebody, number one. And number two, you have to this is where my whole stars and all that stuff don't matter. You better get in there and realize that you are just a student athlete, and don't try to live off your past. And just whatever you get, you may have been a D1 guy, Power 5 guy coming out of high school. But if you in that portal and you've been in somewhere 2 years and now you get in that portal and you like, I still got a red shirt and I got, 2 years to play. Your stars and what you did in high school don't matter. If a 1AA D2 somebody come get you out that portal, you better come get out of that portal. Or if you waiting, you're just gonna find yourself in a tough situation. And
Yeah, and this is the thing, I had two receivers that I trained leave
let
Utah.
let me
Brian
say this
Thompson
before
and
it
Cam
slips.
Gardner.
Hey,
Cam Gardner, who was a national champion wide receiver at Mater Dei, went to Utah. Guess what? He went in the portal. He was in there, I'm not gonna lie, he was in there probably about a month and a half. Now he landed at Montana State. And like I told him now, this is it.
Yeah.
You got to make it work.
Yeah.
Because
And
it's another kid that really deserved that opportunity and probably needed that opportunity. And now you took it. So now you got to really take it and run with it, you know what I'm saying, and make the best of it now.
And the other one is that, and I gotta say it before Crump I forget. Don't go in the portal when you ain't went to class. Because you
Ooh.
still gotta get in school at the other school. And a lot of these
Hey.
guys going in the portal don't got no grades.
Look, let me tell you how mature this kid was, right? So Brian goes in the portal. I get calls. Hey man, the kid Brian is in the portal. Okay, I give him a call. So what we doing? Well, I'm thinking about going here, thinking about going there. What you think I should do? Well, we already know what I thought because he's already there. Okay. He tells me, well, you know what, coach? He was like, I said, so when are you gonna leave? You trying to leave now? Coach, you know what? I'm gonna finish out this spring semester and get my degree and graduate. Then I'm gonna go. Get my degree, then I'm gonna go. One thing I love about, if you look at our kids that came out of our program, Ground Zero, they getting them degrees. Because we always tell them, man, you always one play away from never playing this game again. When that kid told me that, I said, man, take your time. It ain't no rush. He getting his degree. He already thinking of a whole nother level.
And I'm trying to change that narrative as well, Ernesto. That is not plan B, that's plan A anyway.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's
so
the one.
Whether you one play away, whether you whatever, that's plan A. Plan B is if I go to the league. That's plan B. Not if I don't go to the league, I'm gonna be this. No, I'm going to school to do kinesiology.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
If I go to the NFL, then that's gravy. But this is what I've come to do.
So maybe you need to put something on from Fresno to all the way to Dago for junior college players.
Yeah. But we
bring it to Bull and have it in Bullhead. You know how many JUCO players flood Bullhead for a satellite camp?
Love to do it, and then it becomes a and we can live stream the drills and the kids.
Exactly. We could get everybody to come on and live stream it to every Big 12 school, Big 10, Pac-12, D1 AA, D2. Okay, everybody stream, they can watch it. Because right now, like, those kids are lost. Like, you got to think about that 2021 junior college kid who graduated already. He didn't get any film, but he's already graduated. What happens to that kid?
So Steve said, "Why do kids go in the portal in the first place?" And I'm gonna tell you,
because the coaches don't like them. It's the coach's fault.
Hey, a lot of kids go, and I'm blaming people now. A lot of kids go in the portal because of us, because what we have done is we have created the narrative to this kid that he is so good that when he walks into a college campus, he believes that he is supposed to start like he did when he walked into high school, because we're still having him think like he did in youth football. Oh, when you get to high school, you're going to be the man. So the youth football mentality goes to high school, and he does good in high school. So now he goes to college and he thinks it's the same thing. And he doesn't realize that it's not the same. And now nobody cares about again, this is why I go, the social media, the stars, all of the extras that go on is also a part of the demise of what's happening with a lot of our kids. It is also part of the mental health that is happening with our kids, because we create this little monster that he is so great that now when he first time facing any type of adversity, he does what he did in high school. He transfers schools, he quits, he goes in the portal, and he says, no, I don't like it. Oh, or do what people do in corporate America. We got a new boss. They're changing.
But see, with the
I gotta
stars
go
too,
find a new job because I don't like when changes happen. It's like, oh, I ain't with that. And
well,
that's,
kind of with the stars too. I mean,
but a
you can
lot
go,
of it is
you
that.
you go back to being, everybody wants to be a blue chip, and that don't even exist anymore, right? So then, what about being all city, all league? To me, that runs along that same line. I remember dudes used to cry when they was autumn because they got honorable mention. Like,
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I can tell you this: all of that stuff don't matter. But if
we know that.
but we keep putting that on the kids, and we do it. Ernesto, you hear kids right now. I'm gonna tell you something the Ducks are doing. I think on one side it's phenomenal, but I think on the other side, you got to make sure it's done in the right perspective. So I'm talking to one of the fathers of the Ducks. He does some filming for us, and he said, "My son, he's 7 or 8 years old. He says
Okay.
his signing is in 2 weeks." I said, "His
Signing for what signing?"
Listen, this is what I'm telling you. His signing with the Ducks. You don't just make the team, you sign with the team. And I said, I love it in this perspective. It creates in his mind that there is a signing process of scholarship, yada, yada, yada. I love it. Love it. Great thing. But the other side of it is there's some exclusivity to it that now have I created in this kid's mind, not the phone call that we used to get. Hey, how you doing? Just want to let you know you made the team, right?
Right.
There's an actual signing party that you're signing with this youth organization that kind of puts you on a whole nother level. I like the marketing. I like it. But I don't like it in this sense because it takes away the kid part, right?
Right.
We don't learn that this is a business until later on, right? And so if we start dealing with that with this kid, we take the adolescent kid stuff out of
Yeah,
it.
the innocence, you take the innocence
Innocence
out
is
of it.
gone. So
Right.
when you deal with that, you got to look. I see what Keefe's doing on this side, but I also
you got to. But another thing
like,
too.
whoa. And so what
I don't
happens is, but what happens is that kid now, we also bring about this certain sense of entitlement. I played for the Ducks. I signed when I was 8. I was la la la. Now, high school coach get him. Oh, he came from the Ducks. Whoa. We keep feeding that. Oh, he was part of that national championship team. We keep feeding. Well, are we developing the kid, right? Go back to your word development. Are we developing the kid or are we developing the ego? Which one are we doing? Are we developing the kid as a player or are we developing this ego? Now we keep doing it. Now he get to college. Hey, Mom, what's up? What's going on? Man, they got me like 4th on the depth chart. Nigga, you a freshman. You supposed to be 4th or 5th on the depth chart. You got to work your way up. Oh, man, nah, dude, I'm better than every one of these dudes. And whoa. Like, I'm going to give it 3 more practices, and then I'm putting my name in the portal. Okay. Because we didn't develop the guy. We developed the marketing and the attitude and the mindset.
Right.
And that now becomes, I don't like it here. I don't want to be there. I'm better than him. I'm better than this. And the coach just said, hey, we love what you're doing, but let's break you down on paper. Now mama coming in there. What we got now? Youth football mentality. Mom and dad want to get on a plane and go talk to a college coach who making $300,000-$400,000 a year, who do this all the time, and he talking to some freshman parents who still reading the press clippings about how he was a 4-star, 5-star, and how he went to this game and that game, and how he was on this and that, and now what's going on? What's going on? Now he transfers to a school not as big as the Power 5. He goes Mountain West. He get over there. They give him all the accolades again because he came from this school. He came from a Power 5. He came from USC. He came from this school. Now he get there and he meet this grimy Mountain West dude that can just go. And you don't start in front of him. Now what?
Coaches don't like me. That's why I
Coaches don't like me. and I done went in the portal and messed up my career and woo, 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 woo. That narrative and that is what's going on.
But you got to remember too, though, you got kids, and I see it all over Twitter. You got kids who they coming out of 14U and they're committing to high schools. They doing commitment videos to what high school they going to.
Bro, and I'm going to use it in my All-Star game next year in January. We got an All-Star game. We doing the same thing as the All-American game. At halftime, we got kids. I got to buy the hats now because kids are like, I'm going to go to Mater Dei, Los Al. I got to get all these baseball hats, and they going to do the same. These 8th graders are going to commit to high school. Absolutely.
Right.
It's great marketing for my game, but it's crazy when I'm talking to a dad and he go, I said, where you guys going? We've talked. Listen, it sounds just like college. We've talked to Olu, Mater Dei, Long Beach Poly, Los Al. I said, dang, how many trips you get as an 8th grader? 12? Because you only get 5 as a senior in high school.
Right.
How many unofficials you get? How many, you know what I mean? But like, hey, bro, that's it. Hey, I got to get out of here, man.